Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just What I Am Playing Final Fantasy XIV. I still have some things to figure out about the OBS thing, so who knows how this... Well, I think if anything is like horrendously wrong, I'm just gonna fix it in editing, but... For the time being, this seems to do its job, at least decently. Anyway, last episode we did just more of the same, really. We've just been doing the same thing over and over again. However, we are pretty damn close. I do feel like this is the single longest grind to do, I think. I'm not 100% sure about this statement. In any case, it does take a long time because, you know, leveling up takes just a long time and having to level up all of these jobs. Yeah. Anyway, let us go and repair my gear, and I'm going to queue up as, I suppose, my bard. I guess I might as well do that now. Is this the best gear you can have? Yes. Let's go and queue up as a bard. Let me go and level up. Yeah, sure. No, let me go and repair my gear. My bloody gear. Healthcare's bloody executioners. I love Myrtle Lips voice. Right. Anyway. So, I also remembered that we have recently unlocked the next part in our hunting log. The next tier. So, I guess we'll go and deal with the stuff in the Central Shroud first. Or just in the Shroud. Which would be... Spriggans, the Floating Eyes. That's a lot of Curthus and South Shroud. Well, since we are in the South Shroud, might as well. Yeah, sure. So, I need to deal with Lesser Kalongs in Snake Bolt, which is over here. Anything else in the South Shroud? Let's see, the upper... Southern, Curthus. Yes, Big Mouth Orobon, which are found along this river over here. And Deep Void Death Mouse, also found in Snake Mold. I presume they're somewhere over here. Also, the bats are over here, by the way. Like near Earth's Gift, too. It might be in Snake Mold and in Earth's Gift. Could be one of the two. And that is... No, and there's also Will of the Wisp in Snake Mold again. Wow. Alright. I'm gonna be right back after killing these enemies and maybe doing a dungeon. Okay, so... Apparently, instead of Small Mouth Orobon, we need Big Mouth Orobons. Which can be found in the lower paths. Don't particularly remember where these boys are. So... They are right over here. Alright. Cool. Be right back. Okay. That's all the enemies in the South Shroud done. Next up, let's go to the Central Shroud. I'm also getting exceedingly tired. Just out of nowhere. So, the eyes are in Sorrel Haven, so right near the Hawk Manor. Spriggans can be found in the little cubby holes over there. That's all the Curthus, and then north. Okay. Floating Eye, we already know where those are. Spriggans, the same. And that's everything for that. Lintworms in Sorrel Haven. I think they're... I always have issues with these. I think they may be over here. They're in, I guess, like in this air, like upper part, if anything. I think they may be over here, though. They're over here or over here. Revenants are at Amber Scale Rock, I think, or... Yeah, I'm pretty dang sure they're over here. And that should be everything from this place. Alright, I'm going to be right back again after killing these things. Okay, so the funny joke is... I did... another leveling roulette, and here we are again. Here we freaking are again. Whoopsie. Didn't even make it to the enemies that I needed to beat. good to see you return, then. And more seasons still for your time in the world. Call me a spoony bard. But as a man in the winter of his years, it gives me great joy to observe an adventure in the spring of hers. This is an odd time for recollection, but it was a spring day when a bard first came to my hometown. He played the most sorrowful chords, even as his words tantalized the ear like the breath of one's first love. Many a maiden's heart was stolen during his visit, and doubtless more besides. Oh my. Lynn, would you believe that common bards too were born of archers? This may seem far-fetched upon first hearing, but it isn't so far of a stretch. Ask yourself this, what becomes of soldiers when conflict gives way to peacetime? Some have lives they might return to, aye, but most must needs take up a new trade to make ends meet. Well, it so happened that many who had once bent the bow took to strumming the harp. They wandered the realm, singing passionately and earnestly of the war, as seen through their own eyes, of sweet victories and bitter defeats, of sacrifice and cowardice. Their songs so captured the imagination of the people, nary a day passed that a bard was not called to perform, be it in a humble tavern or some great lord's hall. Alas, the popularity proved their downfall. Intoxicated by the attentions of the masses, the bards took to embellishing their songs in a bid to outdo one another. And over time, each song was shorn of verity, till the bard's repertoire contained not one shred of truth. By now you will know that such songs have no purpose, or no purchase upon men's hearts. Certainly a bawdy tune may set off fits of laughter in a sailor, and a sorrowful ballad summon tears from the eyes of a soft-hearted maiden, yet these are but pale shadows of what songs can achieve. For a blessing, this decline did not escape the notice of the Mughals. As great patrons of the arts, they feared that the true power of songs might be lost to mankind. So it was that they labored to gather and safeguard those crystals known as souls of the bard, that they might be bestowed upon worthy men and women. Now, well as I know you relish listening to my sermons, no, because my voice is tired, and I'm going to stop after this. Even if the video is only 7 minutes long, I can continue tomorrow. I dare say it's past time we moved on to the practical side of the lesson. I know I have mentioned this previously, but tell me, are you perchance familiar with the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool? Now, well as I know you... wait, what? No. Nay, well, that won't do at all. We must remedy this post-haste. The song recounts the massacre of Griffin Crossing, a battle that took place decades past, wherein countless Gordanian lives came to a premature end. But do forgive me, I seem to have mistaken the proper order of things. Before I begin, I must be convinced that the point of the tale will not be lost upon you. Elsewise, I will have wasted my breath in the telling of it. Now heed well these instructions. These instructions might help. You must make your way to Welwick Wood, where resides a mated pair of elk goats that have but recently lost a kid. The pair has been driven mad with grief, and only death will put an end to the uncontrollable rampages. Linger in their vicinity until you encounter the beasts. Then let fly your arrows of mercy, and to liberate them from their sorrow. So too shall your soul resonate with the echoes of Whanant melody. Jesus Christ. Yeah, apparently doing like a full day of recording, which was basically yesterday, and then trying to do that again today. That apparently causes some issues. So after I'm done with this quest, that's going to be it for this little episode, by the way. Well, this is... what am I saying? This little episode... a 9-minute episode. Congratulations, you did nothing. No, we're not going to do that. Wait, is this the... no, fuck. This is one of the other quests that I still have going over here. Yeah, no. I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll just continue tomorrow. Also, hello. Engineer's leggings. Are these? These are feet things, okay. So they are the continuation of this set, yeah. Which means that I now have like the full... Actually, no, I don't. Oh, I still have the corn gloves. That makes sense, though. No, that makes sense, he says, while wearing this but instead of whatever. Don't you love arguing with yourself? Right. Destination. Right. we go. And then we go back because these quests are stupid. Well, I honestly don't mind it too much that there's not a lot happening in this quest. But it's a little bit goofy. Right. Welcome back, Lynn. I can almost hear the cries of mourning that have seared themselves into your soul. That you remain unbowed by such anguish is a testament to your spirit's fortitude. Yet, even as your heart swells to contain these new experiences, you must not neglect your skills with the bow. A resilient heart must needs have a robust body in which to beat. Once you have retrained both to equal strength, then shall I perform for you the ballad of the vainglorious fool. As we learn, the army's peon, which is an interesting one. So my song gauge is expanded, but it's like it has changed basically. So whenever I use my mage's ballad, I get this one, and when I use the army's peon, I get this one. So let me go and see. If a repertoire effect is triggered while army's peon is being sung, the bard is granted reduced weapon skill cast time and recast time, spell cast time and recast time, and auto attack delay according to the number of stacks accumulated. So if we have 4 stacks, that would give us quite a sizable... Wait, let me go and take a look. Grants armor's peon to self and all parties within 30 ohms, increasing direct hit rate by 3% already. And introduces weapon skill cast time and recast time, spell cast time and recast time, and auto attack delay by 4% times 4. So that would be, if as long as I can count, it would be 16%. So you basically shoot your arrows faster. And that, my friends, however, is going to conclude this little part of this video. And I will be right back for you guys. And yet again, a day farther for me. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I was about to do my intro, but then I noticed, like, oh, wait. I already have a 10-minute video from before this. So, yeah. What was I doing again? I know that I'm, continuing to level up my jabs. And... right. Where am I right now? I'm currently in the South Shroud. Anything in the South Shroud? You know there's stuff in the Central Shroud. Yes. There was one enemy. Congratulations. Let's see. Anything else in the South Shroud? Not from Archer. Central, Upper, Eastern, Central, North. Yeah, no, okay. Let's go to Central Shroud then. I think I was still here because of the White Mage quests. That's why I was here, right. I got it now. So, let's see. I think I even already, explained where these enemies are. Yeah, I did. Right, my friends, I'm gonna go and deal with everything in the Central Shroud then. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, after a dungeon and a couple of enemy kills, we are now ready to go and do the next Dragoon quest. Also, if you are wondering why I was in my in-room, I was taking a gander... Oh, sorry, for a second I read that as something else. I was checking out different hairstyles, because I was wondering if there would be another hairstyle which would really work with her, like with Lynn. But this is basically the best one for my character, I think. Decided to look up the hairstyles that you can buy too, but they are quite difficult to see. It's difficult for me to see them on this character, so... Hello. You grow ever stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. You are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my presiding feelings is one of relief. You must understand the mere thought that the eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, filled me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have... but I shall say no more, lest flattery impede your improvements. Now, during our last session, I enlightened you regarding the origins of dragoons. You will recall how Haldrith heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into the possession of the Eye. Tell me, Lyn, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh, besides we Ishgardians, and most would as soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm arouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, then. The time is 20 summers past, and the place is Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Smoldering ass! No, ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the sky an angry red, the agonized screams of innocents fading into deathly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste, and when he took wing, so too did I pursue him. A man possessed. The game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity, before I found myself face to face with the great worm. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Kurthus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh insensate. Or I've never read that word. In that instance, I thought myself surely doomed, but Halone was not finished with me. Having lost the taste of battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. That last conflict with the dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in its wake. Estinian is one of them. The sole survivor of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Estinian as my own son, instructing him in the ways of the dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion but of guilt. My guilt at having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen? Aye, you heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime, though we know little and less of the minds of dragons. It is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding his stolen eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumber serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where the knight Hustian awaits your arrival. My nation is depending on you, Lyn. Over to Witchdrop we go. Making my way to Witchdrop to get myself some extra training. To get myself a pretty handy little move. That is if I, get to use it. Since it's a level 40 move, which is a little bit stupid, but at the same time. Yeah. Right. We're going down. Into the hole. You're the one who would aspire to be Azure Dragoon? Why, you are not even of Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Alberic sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. On guard. Okay. Mightling Straggler. Of course that freaking annoying enemy would would also join. Everybody is here. Da-da-da. The dragon within stirs, resonating with the soul of the dragon. There we go. Its strength. I have not seen its like since Estinian himself stood before me. Perhaps Sir Elberic has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. And back we go, because these job quests are ridiculously empty. Well, they give you a lot of lore about the different jobs, but aside from that, like, the things that I have to do are pretty stupid. But oh well. I honestly don't mind too much. Just a beautiful silent. I love it. Sometimes I really do. Get it. You have passed yet another trial with flying colors, then. The day when you may stand before Estinian as an equal is not far off. And when that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. When you do, and when you can do no more of on your own, seek me out once more. Ba-ba-da. As we learn, Doom Spike. Doom Spike is our AoE. Wait. It has been turned into a line? When has this happened? I thought it was a cone every single time. Huh. Anyway, my friends, I'm gonna go and switch to Bard, and we're gonna level up Bard to level 45. So I will be right back, because I still need to beat some enemies in the Central Shroud, so yeah, gonna be right back. Alright. I've dealt with all the enemies in Central Shroud. Let's see. Curses, so there's a Dryad in the North Shroud. Let's see. I think there's only like the Dryad that I need to deal with. Yep. Right. I will be right back after killing these Dryads. Alright. Let me go and fly for a moment so I don't get attacked by any Dryads. So, we are done with, I think, any enemy in the Shroud from this difficulty tier. So it may be an idea to go to Lanoche. Sure. Let us go over to... Let's begin by going over to Eastern Lanoche, I guess. To cast a little soul. Oh, the soul! Where we can find large buffaloes. So, large buffaloes, I think... Well, in any case, they can be found, like, around this. This, like, pathway up here. Not around the beach. Anything else in Eastern? Not from this list. Yes. Giant pelicans in Raincatcher Gully, which is down here somewhere. And Bloodshore bells, which are over here. And jungle corals, which are also somewhere in here. That's a lot of enemies in Eastern Lodge. Makes sense, though. I think in the story at this point you would be dealing with a certain quest line which would take place over here. Gigantoads also in this place. We've already seen those boys. And that's some Curfews enemies. Alright. I'm gonna be right back until they're all dead. Or until I level up to the point that I can do another job quest. Alright. One dungeon run with an asshole later. Let's see. So, we have Outer Lanoche enemies. I also remember having Upper Lanoche enemies. Outer... There we go. Salamanders. Any more in Upper Lanoche? Yes, Mamolja. Okay. Let us go to Upper Lanoche then. Upper Lanoche! I guess I'll be doing a dungeon first then. Be right back. Alright. I have a returnist. Now level 44, which allows me to wear this stuff. Let's go and queue for a roulette. And then show you guys where these enemies are. Let's see. Salamanders can be found right over here. And then the other one was Mamolja Infiltrate. I don't know where this specific one is, but I know Mamolja are up here or down here, and then like up here too. So I'm gonna be right back again. Alright. That was relatively simple. Next up, let's go over to the Outer Lanoche and show you guys where all those enemies are. We're getting there, my friends! We're almost done with this part of the playthrough, which means I never have to do a freaking hunting log again, which sounds like a godsend. Honestly, at this point. Okay, so, ringtails can be found up here on this little part, and basalt golems can be found in the floating city of Nim. Those are all curses, and I think also Stanland enemies? Yeah. Alright, for this one it's ringtail and then Highland condors, which can be found in this area up here. And that is it for that. And then for white mage, we don't have anything else. Okay. I will be right back again. Alright. We are yet again back. Because why wouldn't we be? Also, let me go and... Well, you know, I'm gonna check that out of camera. So... Just dealt with everything in Outer Lanoche, so I guess we can go make our way over to Southern Thanland, since there seems to be a metric crapload of stuff in Southern Thanland. Let's see. So, Sundrake. Deep in the Godolic Desert. The Sigodi Desert. There should be around here somewhere. Smoke bombs are around this part. That's everything for Dragoon. Sandworms are somewhere in here. They're in a case somewhere in the desert. They're not too difficult to see. Yarzons are across this like little river over here. More smoke bombs. The fallen pikemen. Fallen enemies are like down here on this place, if I recall correctly. More sandworms and some more cursed stuff. Right, I will be back again. Alright, we are back. I'm going to withdraw from this. I was still killing the enemies that I needed to kill. I'm sorry, I was still killing the enemies that I needed to kill. So I decided to go and queue up with Dragoon, but yeah. Managed to finish them before I got another dungeon. So let us go and do the level 45 Bart quest. Ugh. And get ourselves some snazzy looking gear. At least, I think so. That's usually the case. Then after we are done with this, I'm going to be leveling up Dragoon, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'll be leveling up Dragoon, and then I'll go over to Eastern Thanland to like finish off one enemy and then go and get the rest. I do. Also, I can do this now. It's been a while. Welcome back, Lynn. By your tranquil countenance, it is plain that both your body and soul are in readiness for the next stage of your journey. Very well. The time is ripe that I teach you the ballad of the Vainglorious Fool. The song tells the tale of an archer of the gods, the god's quiver, whose peerless skill was surpassed only by his hubris. Alas, that hubris led to the annihilation of his entire regiment, at the battle which has come to be called the Massacre of Griffin Crossing. Ahem. Standing guard in dead of night, an archer wearying of the sight, drunk on pride and starved of glory, forsook his post to claim victory. 10 score yawns had the archer crept, when shrieks rang out whence his comrades slept. For he was not there to see the knives, nor to ring the bell and save his friends' lives. Tell me, Lynn, what lesson can be learned from this tale? Ah, but hold that thought. What your tongue claims to understand interests me not. As before, I'd sooner have you demonstrate the fruits of your learning with bow in hand. This time, however, you shall have the pleasure of my company. I would have you escort me to the Gilmora ruins in the North Shroud. It is there that some few fallen of the massacre of Griffin Crossing have been laid to rest. Pray honor this place of remembrance with a bouquet of lilies. Heed me, O puissant Althik, cast thee back the reins of the firmament, that you might gaze upon the battles of yore. Quest accepted. Right. Also, our Grand Company made it to level 14. Just now, which is pretty dang cool. But it happened while I was in a cutscene, so we didn't get to see the thing. Also, okay. Bouquets such as these are oft used as offerings to the dead. Also, the voice that I chose for this bard dude is a pretty bad voice to perform. The enemy van? No, I cannot. Why do I still draw breath? Ba-ba-da-ba. 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 I love how it just keeps doing that. Ba-ba-da-ba. That a sin of the past would beget another. Forgive me, Lynn. Hello, bitch! Are you serious? There's a freaking healer. Oh. I also forgot to even inflict my dots. There we go. Going for maximum damage. No, as much damage as you can do as a bard. There we go. No? The picture appears and disappears. As you have doubtless noticed, I am no longer capable of wielding a bow. I, whom they call the God's bow. I had hoped that the years would take the edge of the memories, but I hoped in vain. Absolution does not come so easily. Heed me well, Lyn, for I shall reveal all to you. The man sung of in the ballad of the vainglorious fool, whose hubris doomed an entire regiment, he and I are one and the same. Being no stranger to the bow, you will know that the archer's role in battle is that of support. His charge is to thin out the enemy line, that his comrades might gain ground in the field of battle. By that most basic of criteria, I was unfit to hold a bow from the first. In my pride and lust for victory, I sent countless souls to a bloody grave. Good men and women all, with loved ones and bright futures awaiting them. I lost the will to live that day, becoming an empty husk of a man, tormented in sleep and wakefulness both by the memories of my crime. But the gods were not without mercy. They gifted me with song, that I might find a measure of solace in my wretched existence. And a melody resounds within you. I see. That his acting was rather far departed from what I had in mind. That it still bore fruit gives me comfort. On that note, let us conclude the lesson. I dare say I have no cause to worry that you will repeat the selfsame mistake as a vainglorious fool. Lyn, I would be alone for a while. Take yourself back to camp. I shall make my own way there presently. Alright. Your empathy unlocks echoes of an ancient melody within you. Oh my god. Right, back to Quadamir. What the hell is that? Nah. Nothing, I just saw something that I didn't know what to do with. Alright, I'm glad to see you safely returned. Though I rasped my voice hoarse through the saying of it, I cannot tell you enough times how much I regret dragging you into such danger. And yet there is more I would ask of you. If you would do me the kindness of lending your ear, then pray speak now. Quest complete. As we learn, Reign of Death, which is the AoE version of our good old Blood Arrow, or Blood Letter, whatever. You will listen to my request, though you know me for the vainglorious fool I am humbled. The boon I ask of you is simple. I would have you sing for me. Sure. Got you, bro. A heartfelt performance, masterfully delivered. You have come far in such a short time, my young apprentice. Hearing your song this day, I am convinced that you are well on your way to surpassing me, as bard and archer both. Soon there will be naught left for me to impart to you. Then you have proven yourself worthy of the consecrated garments worn by the true bards of old to honor the keeper. I speak of the choral attire. The attire was entrusted to me when Pokonopoki and I first met, deep in the Twelvewood. The Muga and I had traded scarce more than a handful of words, when he proffered to me the attire along with the soul of the bard. At that time I knew not the true power of song, and so declined the gifts. But Pokonopoki would not be denied. For all his good humor, the Moogle can be as unmoving as a rock. The attire chooses the wearer, not the other way around, he insisted, and I found myself yielding to his will. In mastering the verses of war, I won acclaim beyond my wildest dreams upon the field of battle, and for a time I was well pleased. Alas, my lust for glory knew no bounds, consequence of which you are already aware. I was in the wake of the massacre of Griffin Crossing. Stricken with guilt, I wanted not more than the earth to open up and swallow me whole. I'd lost the will to live, but I was too craven to end it myself. And so I took to wandering aimlessly, in search of a place to die, far away from the judging eyes of men. Disillusioned with the power of song, I committed an act of folly. I scattered the choral attire across the realm. If truly the attire chooses its wearer, I challenged. Wait, what the fuck? That's a sentence. If truly the attire chooses its wearer, I challenged, then let it find its way back to me. Determined that I would not be proven wrong, I went to great pains to ensure that the attire would never again see the day of light, and the pieces now rest in places of peril. Being the proud fool that I was, it never crossed my mind that mayhap another was meant to don it. I don't trust the choral attire to you, Lyn, but as you can see, you must needs brave the dangers to claim it. I shall mark its whereabouts on your map, but I can afford you no further aid beyond that. I am deeply sorry that my folly for years past has entailed this burden upon you, but Althik works in mysterious ways. In his wisdom, it may be that he has sent this trial to test your spirit. I mean not for my sentiments to encumber you, but I am convinced that you are the one chosen by the choral attire. But pray do not take that as license for complacency. Trials wouldn't be called such if they failed to task one's abilities, whatever. Stay ever on your toes, Lyn. I would have you return whole of body and bearing the 4 parts of my surrendered raiment. Oh. Heed me, O puissant Althik. Reverse thee the seasons turning, that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. Nice. Here we flip and go. One is an Earth's Gift right over here, so let's go and get that one first. Since we are right next to it, of course. But of course. This is probably like one of the sets where I actually would continuously wear the hat. Actually, I think like for men, wearing the bard armor is a little bit weird. But I really like the way it looks on women, so we'll just see how it looks. If I'll stick with it or not. So we get the coral ring bands, which are... Wait a second time. Well, in defense they are inferior because it's like not a Disciple of War thing. But, well, yeah. I'm pretty dang sure that the game is going to prefer this, right? Yep. Yes, indeed! So that's in Thanalan, Nosh, and another one in the East Shroud. Let's go and get the one in the East Shroud then. So we're gonna get everything except for the central piece, as per usual. Also, after this quest is done, I think that's going to be the end of this little episode. No, little. The end of this episode. I cannot wait until I can like clean out my inventory. I'm also going to put this on Tetsuken in there. I'll keep the material in my inventory right now. Some Tetsuken. I still love the fact that I managed to show that off. the Odin Fate. Right. Yoink. Ah, the hat. The beautiful hat. Look at this thing. Look at this thing and tell me that it's not beautiful. Right. Time to go to Halfstone. serious business. Ha ha ha. Like cats and dogs. Keep your day job. On wing and a prayer. Pickled and brined. Grave happenings. No sea wasp for you. Sea wasp run. Right, and then we get the coral tights. Right, and then the final piece, well, the second to last piece. I find it really annoying that the fact, like, that they don't give you the entire 45 item level gear. Or is it 50 item level? 50 item level, right. I find it really annoying that they don't give you the entire set at 45. Because once you get the final piece, then you also get the cover, which is like an item level 90 gear set, and then it's like, what was the point? Right. I don't know. The sack, please. And then we, last but least, get the sandals. That's interesting. Right. And back to Quarry Mill we go. Back to Quarry Mill we go. Yeah, yeet. Right. Also, I've noticed something that I still needed to fix but totally forgot about. Right. So you've returned, son of body and mind, I trust, and you bear the 4 parts of the coral tire. I know you, the true owner of these garments, ere I heard your song. Since the day we met, your determination has reminded me of much that I have lost, and would have again. I have at last settled my heart on a matter that has plagued me for some decades. When my preparations are complete, you shall know of my decision. Until then, may your song lift the spirits of your allies, and your arrows seek the hearts of your foes. And that, my friends, is gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just How I Was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode, we're gonna go and continue doing the thing that we've been doing for so long, but my fucking god, are we almost done. Goodbye.